Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So today in this video I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful collar neck design. Let's start by marking the neckline. So first you're going to decide the length of the neckline from the shoulder. So from the shoulder first you're going to mark the depth of the neckline. So for me the depth of the neckline would be like 8.5 inches from the top. So as I'm going to make a collar neckline, the first thing you have to do is you're going to increase the length of the shoulder. And normally I used to keep my shoulder to be 3.5 inches, but now I just kept for 4.5 inches. You're going to add 1 inch to this and you're going to reduce half an inch to this. So this is the first basic rule to cut a collar neck. If you are not cutting in this exact measurement in the neckline and the shoulder, for sure the collar is not going to sit exactly on the neckline. Okay, so let me show you how to mark the neckline. So first, from ear to ear you're going to draw a nice and neat box. Okay, so just place the tape over here and I'll be marking the line. Now I'm going to divide this neckline into two halves. So one is going to be like a U neckline, one is going to be like a scoop neckline. Okay, so this is actually a half collar neckline. So from here, let me mark 2 inch. Okay, so from the top I have marked 2 inch and just draw an angle and you're going to curve this out. So here you will get the collar, and from here I'm going to give a nice and beautiful scoop over here. Okay, so from here you're going to mark a nice and neat angle and you're going to mark the scoop neckline over. So this is a lining fabric and you can see the main fabric is at the bottom. It's a very beautiful royal blue color fabric. So I have just pinned the main fabric and the lining together. So let me cut this out. So after cutting this neckline is going to be having an opening till here. So that is from ear to ear I'm just going to mark 8 inches. Okay, so from top you're going to have an opening over this point. So from here I have just marked 8 inches. Now I'm going to cut into this till the 8 inches, both the main and the lining fabric. Okay. So now you're going to cut the same in the canvas. Now I have kept the canvas underneath and now I'm going to just draw the same neckline on my canvas till this. Okay, I'm not taking this neckline into consideration, that is the collar. So you're going to leave this part and you're going to draw from here till that 8 inch of marking. So all I'll be doing is just leave a 1 inch all around. Okay. And let me cut this out. So cut into the neckline now. I'll be placing this canvas on the exact place and I'll be marking that 8 inch over here. Okay, so now I'm going to cut into the canvas till I get into that 8 inch marking. Okay. So now I'm taking a beautiful red and golden color fabric and I'm going to attach this canvas on top of this red color fabric. Okay. So you can just go ahead with any color which goes well with your top. So now I'm sewing on the exact margin of the canvas. Pinned the lining and the main fabric like this. So I have just given a pins all over, and now I'll be attaching this neckline to this. Okay. So let me place this on top, and I'm going to sew on the exact margin of the neckline. Going to add some notches to the neckline so that it will have a nice and neat turn. Okay. So just cut into the neckline like this, and I'm going to snip off the pointy tip here. Simply all you're going to do now is open the canvas, and you're going to fold that in, just leaving a marginal amount of fabric like a piping, and you're going to sew on top of this. So on the corners of the neckline, I'm going to attach this a very beautiful lace to this. Okay, so on the exact corner, I'll be adding this lace. You can see I have just finished my neckline, and I have attached a piece of red color fabric underneath like this, and I have finished closing this one. And also I have just attached the shoulders together. So this is my front side, and this is going to be my back side. So I have attached the back and the front of the shoulders. So grab a hold on the front neckline like this, and you're going to take the midpoint of the neckline. This is the back part. So when you hold this like such, get into the back piece. So this is going to be my back piece. So I'm going to take my back neckline, and I'm going to give a small notch as I'm marking the center point, and this is going to be my center point. Now using my measuring tape, I'm going to measure the length from here till my center point of my neckline. So let me start measuring that. So just placing the tape over this point, and I'm going to go till the midpoint of my back neckline. So which is going to be like 6.1 inches. So now take your interfacing canvas. So this is going to be the folded edge of your interfacing canvas. So just place it firm like this. And now I'm going to mark that 6.1 inch over the folded edge. So this is the folded edge. I'm going to start from the folded edge, and I'll be marking that 6.1 inch over here. From here, I'm going to just draw a line till the 6.1 inch of marking. From here, I'm going to mark less than a 3 inch. This depends upon the back neckline width. So for me, my back neckline width is nearly like a 3 inch. So I just took a 2.8 inch over here. So just placing your French curve over this exact point, it's going to go all the way up. So that's the exact technique of making the collar neck. Let me measure this. So just place the tape over this point, and you're going to move the tape according to the shape of this, and I'm going to mark exactly at that 6.1 inch over here. Now the width of the collar, I just want the width of the collar to be 1.5 inches. This is also absolutely depends upon you. As much you want, you can have this. So I'm just want the collar to be 1.5 inch. Okay, just I'm going to draw the same like this. So this is the same technique for even if you're making a full collar. Okay, so it's going to go like this, and I'm going to join that like such. So if you want a straight cut, you can give a straight cut, or else if you want a curve over this point, you can give a curve. But now I just want this to be a little bit straight like this. So the next thing is, make sure that you pin that in place. Even a small inch of movement of this canvas makes your measurement to be wrong and it won't come perfect. So before cutting that, make sure you pin that, and you're going to cut on the exact marking. Okay, the exact marking that you did right now. Okay, so it's going to go like this. I'm going to cut this out. So now I just took my fabric and I'm just folding the fabric in half like this. It should be folded in half like this, and I'll be placing this on top of my fabric, and I'll be sewing that. So now let me show you how to sew this. First, I'm going to start from the down part, and I'm going to go all the way up. This is the smallest part of the neckline, and this is going to be 6.1 inch of marking, and this is the smallest point of the collar. So you're going to start sewing from the exact point, okay, from the down part, and you're going to sew at the exact margin of your neckline. Okay, and you're going to go all the way up and put the needle in and turn your neckline, and I'm going to sew at the exact margin. Okay. Now we are going to cut out this fabric. So just leaving a margin amount of fabric, you're going to cut this out. And the sides, both the sides like this. And make sure that you make this even at the bottom. Okay. Make sure you just snip the pointy edge so that it just turns nice and neat. And you're going to open this and you're going to turn this out. Just flip this in. Now just folding that like this, I'll be putting a basting stitch so that it just stays in a place. I'm just going to put a basting stitch at the middle. So just folding that nice and neat. I'm going to put a stitch on top, so which would be removed once it's done. So once after putting a basting stitch, all you're going to do is open the canvas like this, and you're going to fold the fabric which is on the canvas. Okay, so now I'm going to just fold the fabric which is on the canvas, and I'm going to put a stitch on top of this. To attach this collar to my neckline. Before attaching that, I'll be folding the collars in half, and I'll be marking the midpoint of the collar. So this is going to be the midpoint. Okay, so now take your neckline, and I'm going to measure this from the neckline. So this is the midpoint of the neckline, and this is the midpoint of my collar. So just lay both like this, and let me pin that in place. Okay, again I'll be matching these points together and pin that in place. So if you're a beginner, if you're trying the collar for the first time, please use lots of pin that in place, and then you're going to sew that. Okay, so now I'll be starting from this point, and I'll be going to the next point like this, same like that. Pin the neck side also. Some lots of back stretch. Only you're going to get into the neckline. Take out the pins. So once it's done, all you're going to do is you're going to tuck in all the threads in, and you're going to close this out like this, and you're going to start sewing from this point. It's going to go all the way down, and I'm going to finish off the neckline. Okay, now make sure that the raw edge of the neckline would be tucked inside the collar like this, and you're going to sew that. And now you can see our collar neck is ready. So all you're going to do is you're going to remove this basting stitch. So once it's done, okay, and now our collar is absolutely ready. And so if you want, you can attach any kind of lace, you can attach that. So for me, I'll be attaching this pretty beautiful lace on the collar. This is going to be the end result of the collar, and you can see how pretty it is. I just attached this beautiful mirror lace to my collar, and it's left up to you if you want to attach the piping also. You can just lay the piping on the outer edge of the collar, and you can attach that, and it just came out really beautiful. It's a complete party wear neckline. You can see very simple, but it looks very beautiful. Believe me, it just came out really well. If you follow the exact step that I taught you right now to make the collar, for sure you also will get this kind of a pretty beautiful half collar neckline. Hope you everyone like this video, and if you like this video and if you want more videos like this, don't forget hit on the subscriber button below, and also do click on the thumbs up if you want more videos like this. See you next time with a different kind of style. Take care. Bye bye.